so excited to dive into this topic. Let me just make sure I'm live. Yes, I think we're good to go. Hello. I am so excited. Just share this really quickly. There we go. I'm so excited because I'm going to be diving into how to sound out what other people think about you, and what other people are doing, and what you think other people might think about you, and how to support yourself, really. Yeah. So we're gonna have a look at how to sound out what others are doing, what others are saying, what others might think about you, and all that jazz. And how to really kind of just tap into yourself. So how to sound out what anything else is going on around you and just be comfortable with being you, right? And I'm going to talk about this from a place of kind of being worried about what other people might think, what other people might say, what other people might do, but in regards to what you're doing, but also in terms of seeing what somebody else is doing and thinking, oh, I should be doing that. And kind of going off in that direction until all of a sudden you found yourself in a place and you're like, how the heck have I ended up here? So I am a little bit later than usual this week with my live because yesterday was a bank holiday Monday here in the UK, and also I was supposed to be going on holiday this week, but we've not been able to go because of the restrictions haven't yet been lifted. So I thought it would be nice to dive into this topic because this is something that's quite common within our students, within something that I've experienced in the past, and I've got some really good actionable tips for you here. So as always, I'm Rebecca Lockwood, aka Becky. It's not really aka, it's my name. And I'm a neuro-linguistic programming trainer, breakthrough coach trainer. I also train hypnotherapy, timeline therapy, EFT, positive psychology, energy, and a few other modalities. So we're going to be diving into how to sound out what others are doing and just being comfortable with being you. I'm live on Instagram at the same time as Facebook, so if I'm not looking in your direction, then please don't think I'm being rude. That is literally just the reason why. And if you're listening on the podcast, you're going to be thinking, well, I'm not even looking at her anyway, so I don't know what she's on about. So we can often find ourselves in these places where we're worried about what other people think about us, or we're worried about what other people might say or what other people might do, or we're comparing ourselves to other people, other businesses, if we have a business, where we are in life, where we are in business. We're just kind of in this space where we are comparing ourselves to things outside of ourselves, right? It could be people on the internet, it could be people on social media, it could be Sally who lives down the road, right? We find ourselves in these places at some time or another where we compare. I used to call it comparisonitis, right? Comparisonitis, where we're comparing parts or aspects of ourselves or our lives to things outside of ourselves, right? And the key here is to remembering that it is things outside of ourselves, right? So social media, in the internet, someone who lives down the street, right? It's things that are outside of ourselves and not inside here. Okay, so often we find ourselves in these situations, and it could be that you experienced it yourself, it could be you know somebody else who's experienced it, or it could be that maybe one of your clients has experienced this and you want to really be able to support them and be able to help them. Now, this could be so disruptive to the path that you are on and to your kind of goals, your mission, your purpose. When I say this could be disruptive to the path that you're on, what I mean is that it's like if you think about walking down the path that you're meant to be going on, and you think about somebody's built a fence and it's a really tall fence and you cannot climb over it, this kind of thing, right? So being in a space where we're comparing ourselves to things outside of ourselves, or we're paying far too much attention to something outside of ourselves and we're not able to then move forward in the way that we want to move forward, it can leave us stuck. It can leave us finding kind of going in the wrong direction It can leave us in a space where we don't take any action, we're comparing, we have limiting beliefs, negative self-talk. It can spiral. It can even become and manifest itself in things like anxiety, or even I would go as far to say it could even manifest itself in kind of depression, or feeling depressed, feeling down, feeling sad, and in kind of worst case scenario, it could lead you down that way, meaning that you don't take action on the things that you want in your life, which has a massive effect on where you are in life, where you end up in life, and kind of what happens to you in life. So if this resonates with you or is making any sense, just pop me a comment and let me know. I know if you're listening to this on the replay on the podcast, you won't be able to pop me a comment, but feel free to head over to the Facebook page or the Instagram TV, which is where you'll find the videos, and leave us a comment and let us know. So these are a few things then that we can do, because what we can find if we end up on this kind of in this situation where we're going in the wrong direction, or we're not taking any action, or we're not going in any direction and we're staying stuck, we can find ourselves all of a sudden in this place where we're like, how the heck did I get here? Or how the heck did I not get there? Meaning, like, how the heck did I get here? Meaning, if you've seen someone else doing something and you're thinking, oh, I should be doing what they're doing, and we kind of scurry off in that direction and we start doing what they're doing, and we realise that actually that wasn't what we wanted to do in the first place, and it didn't come from in here, it came from out here, right? It came from something outside of ourselves. And the answers are never out here, right? The answers are never outside of ourselves. The answers are always in here, okay? So what we need to do then is we need to firstly make sure that we're tapping into our inner guidance, right? Our inner guidance. And we're really kind of checking in with us and tapping into here, right? Have you noticed in the description it says how to sound out what others are doing and just be comfortable with being you? So this is really about not giving a crap what people outside of you are doing, right? Not being bothered about what's going on out here, but actually checking in and tapping into here. And you'll hear me say this a lot, like when I talk about loads of different topics around mindset and around getting what you want and around achieving what you want and manifesting and attracting what you want, it all comes right? It all comes from in here, right? And when we tap into our inner guidance, we're able to really truly understand what is going on in here and what it is that we want, okay? So just as simply as placing your hand on your heart and listening, right? Placing your hand on your heart, checking in with yourself and listening in here. And then building upon that and tapping into what we call the 3 brains. And I teach this in our Neuro-Linguistic Programming Master Practitioner course. So our 3 brains are our head, our heart, and our gut, right? So you can simply place your hand on your heart and just listen. Just listen to the sounds from your heart, right? You can simply place your hand on your head, right? Or just think into your head and just listen, right? And then thirdly, and it doesn't matter which order we do this in, right? Thirdly, we can place our hand on our stomach and our gut area and just listen, right? Now, the vagus nerve, just a bit of a scientific explanation as to why this works. The vagus nerve starts at the back of our necks here, right? At the back of our necks. And it connects the brain, the heart, and the gut, right? And it was initially believed that the head sent signals to the heart and the gut area, but actually there are more signals going in the other direction, from the gut and the heart to the head rather than the other way around, okay? So the 3 brains and tapping into the 3 brains really supports us to check in and check into here, because it supports us to tap into our inner guidance. And even, just doing that, even having just done that then, and I'm speaking now and I can hear myself speaking, but I feel like I don't even know how to describe how I feel. It's like it's very quiet, right? It's very quiet. Even though I can hear myself talking, having tapped into these 3 brains, it's just silenced like this stuff outside, right? So what that does is it really allows us to tune in with ourselves, yeah? Tap into your inner guidance. The second thing that we can do is install a heightened awareness state within ourselves. Now, when we tap into our guidance, our inner guidance, sometimes when we tap into our head, when we tap into our brain, and I said you can either place your hand on your heart, on your head, on your heart, on your gut area, or you can just think into these areas. Now, when it comes to installing a heightened awareness within yourself, right? I say this because when it comes to tapping into your inner guidance and listening to yourself, what can sometimes happen is when you tap in, and this is really common, when you tap into your head, sometimes you can hear a lot of noise, a lot of sound, possibly negative self-talk, overwhelm maybe, a lot of chitter chatter. And what will happen if you install a heightened awareness state within yourself, and I teach this within my neuro-linguistic programming and breakthrough coaching course, and we install this state within our students right from the get-go. So what happens when you do this is you are creating a direct kind of a direct tune into your subconscious mind. Okay, so when you install a heightened awareness state into your mind and program that into your mind, you are giving yourself direct access to your subconscious mind. And you know what's located at the subconscious mind? Your beliefs, your values, what's important to you, the beliefs that you're not aware of, the memories that you have, whether they're constructed memories or metaphorical memories. Most of that information is located at the subconscious, right? So you remember, like, we see, don't we, like these pictures of icebergs on graphics and stuff, and about how much you can see the tip of the iceberg above the water and everything that's underneath the water. That's like the subconscious mind, right? So the tip of the iceberg that you can see out of the water is like the conscious mind, right? It's what you think with, you constantly think with that. Now the subconscious mind is submerged into the water and you cannot see it. Yeah, and and that is the most part, right? That is the biggest part of yourself, your subconscious mind. So when we install a heightened awareness state within ourselves, it really allows us to tap into ourselves, tap into our subconscious mind to really support us to tap into our inner guidance and then sound out that inner negative self-talk or limiting beliefs, if there are any. It allows us to reframe our thoughts without having to do anything. We just go into that heightened awareness state. And I teach this within my neuro-linguistic programming practitioner course. I teach it and install it within my students, but I also install it with them at the beginning. And I'm also going to be starting off with this in my new coaching program, which I'm so excited about, which will help you to sell your services as a coach. Okay, and that is what we'll be starting off with. We'll be starting off with installing that heightened awareness state within yourself to support you to be able to sell your coaching and create your coaching programs. So the third thing then is to take stock of what you think about yourself. Now, often we consciously think that when we need to sound out what other people are saying or other people are doing or other people are thinking and just be comfortable with being ourselves, we think it's because of something outside of here, right? Naturally, we think it's because, well, it's them, it's not me, right? That's what we think, genuinely, right? That's what I used to think as well. When I realized that perception is projection, right? Perception is projection. And what that means is that your thoughts and the perceptions that you have of you and of everything else is only ever a reflection. So what I mean by this is when you think, so if you think, for example, oh, well, I can't start a coaching business because she's going to be like, well, you're doing another business? Like, have you started something new now? What are you doing now? Oh, but last week you were doing that. If you think, and this is really common, so many people say this to me, if you are worried about that, then really what you need to be thinking about is what are the beliefs that you have in here, right? Because perception is projection. It is more likely that you are the one that has them beliefs about that than it is about the other people that you're thinking it's because of. I'll say that again. It is more likely that you have the beliefs about starting something new or doing something different, or what you should do and what you shouldn't do, it's more likely that it's you that believes that, whether you're aware of it or not. You're probably not if you're thinking it's people outside of yourself or things outside of yourself. It is more likely you to have them beliefs than it is the people outside. But what we tell ourselves is, oh, well, she'll say this and she'll do that and that'll happen and this will happen and I can't do this because of that. And we tell ourselves stories and we lead ourselves down the garden path and we stop ourselves from taking action and we don't do what it is that we want to do and we cut our dreams off and we don't take action. And all of a sudden we find ourselves stuck in this place and we're like, how the heck did I end up here? Right? That's what we do. That's what happens. Most people do this. So remember that you need to take stock in here, right? And what you think about yourself. What are the limiting beliefs that you have? What are the beliefs that you have that you're projecting out? Because if you're thinking that it's because of someone outside of yourself, it's more likely that you're kidding yourself and it's actually the perception that you have of yourself internally, and you're most likely judging yourself without being consciously aware of it. I know because I've been there. Like, I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, probably about 3 of the t-shirts. They manifested themselves in different ways. I told myself they were for different reasons, but really what it came down to was what was going on in here, right? So we need to take stock of what's going on in here. Also, I want you to remember that if people do say things or do things, or, you know, if it genuinely does come up in the conversation, just remember that, again, perception is projection. So for them, flipping it on the other side, like, they're only saying out what they can perceive for themselves. So if, for example, your thing was, I want to start something new, or I want to change my niche in my coaching business, whatever. A lot of people say this to me. A lot of people say, well, I've decided that I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do this. And what happens is they'll then say, oh, but now I'm worried about what people will think about me. Should I start a new Facebook group? Should I get rid of my email list? What should I do? Because I'm worried now that people might think, oh, she's doing something else now. Now, if that happens, that's perception is projection, right? It's your perception that you're projecting out. Now, on the flip side of that, if somebody else says something like that to you, it's because they can only perceive what they can project for themselves. Yeah. So if, for example, you wanted to start something new, so say you wanted to start a coaching business, yeah, we'll just use that as an example because it's a really common thing that I speak to people about, obviously. So if you wanted to start your own coaching business and you were worried that, or you had a conversation with somebody and they said, oh, you're doing something new now. Now, firstly, they only ever say things from a place of what they can see for themselves. So if they couldn't perceive themselves doing that, they're probably not going to be able to perceive anybody else being able to do that either. Secondly, if it's somebody who's really close to you and it's somebody who you love and who loves you, it's only ever coming from a place of them wanting to protect you and them loving you. Because remember, people can only perceive what they believe to be possible for themselves. So if they couldn't think it was possible for themselves, then they couldn't see it to be possible for you either, most likely, right? So it's only ever coming from a place of love. And that's really important to remember. It's never coming from a bad place, even if it might feel like it is as you're having these conversations. It's not. It's only ever coming from a place of love where people really feel like they just want to protect you and save you and keep you safe, right? Okay, so just to round up then, we were chatting through how to sound out what others are doing and just be comfortable with being you. Sophie says, this is me. Yes. Tracy says, I can really relate to this as I'm always worried about judging and now starting out online to help others and comparing to others, and I'm comparing to others how can I be good as anyone else as I'm holding myself back. So me, Clary says. Kate says 100%. Yeah. Hello. Brilliant. Yeah, so just to recap then, we were chatting through how to sound out what others are doing and just be comfortable with being you. The first thing that we need to do is tap into our inner guidance, check into the 3 brains, really connect with ourselves. The second thing we spoke about was installing a heightened state of awareness within yourself to help sound out any negative self-talk, any beliefs, anything stopping you from moving forward, and have that direct connection with your inner subconscious and with your higher self, right? Take stock of what you think about yourself, right? That was number 3. And number 4, remember that people only ever want to protect us. It's only ever coming from a place of love. So I'm really excited that we have some free training coming up. Yes, we do. This question has been asked so many times. How can I sell my coaching? How can I sell my coaching? And I'm not going to lie, I was really resistant to do some free training around this and create a program around this because I was so focused on my NLP practitioner course and breakthrough coaching course. Now, that course is at a stage where we've got everything we need in there. It's really going really well. And I know that a lot of our students are on this live training, and I'm sure that they will agree. It's a fantastic course, and it's amazing. And our students are getting incredible results. So I'm really excited to share with you that we have some free training coming up, how to gain the confidence to sell your coaching, right? Because it was a natural next step for people who have gone through our program. And also a lot of people who are in our community already have training and they just want the help to sell. So it's kind of a bit of a gap there where we were getting these questions all of the time and I didn't really have anything to answer them for you. So I have over 11 years experience in sales training and over 6 years experience in coach training. So not only do I know my stuff, but I walk my talk. I've built my own successful coaching business as well. So I am more than qualified to train you and teach you about this topic. And I'm really excited about it, like genuinely. So the free training, how to gain the confidence to sell your coaching. The link, if you're on Instagram with me, the link is in my bio, and if you're on Facebook with me, it's in the description on this training. And then also we have an early bird offer on my new program, which I am so excited about. I can't even speak, I'm so excited. My new program called How to Create and Sell Your Coaching Program. So we are literally taking you through a 6-week program where you will create and then sell your very own coaching program. We'll be putting through a framework. We'll be creating a framework for your own very coaching program. And you know, when I implemented this method in my own business, when I first did it for one-to-one coaching, I was able to replace my corporate salary and leave and have a full-time coaching business. When I then implemented it to create a group program, I was able to move into achieving £10,000 a month consistently. And when I applied it to create my course, the same method, I was able to reach multiple 6 figures in a very short space of time. So it is a tried and tested formula that I have followed myself, that I've taught so many other people to do informally, and now I've created a full step-by-step program that'll teach you how to do that too. And when you join us now, you'll also get access to the early bird program, where you'll get pre-course study materials, and you'll also get a one-to-one coaching session with me. You cannot get one-to-one coaching with me anywhere else. I do not offer one-to-one coaching anymore because I've been at full capacity. However, I've freed up some space in my diary, and when you join us on this program, on the early bird, which is open now, if you're on Instagram with me, you'll have to pop me a message for the link. If you're on Facebook, you'll see the description in the link in the description. If you join on the early bird, not only will you get the 6 weeks step-by-step program to help you create and sell your very own coaching program, you'll also get a one-to-one bonus session with me as well to get you kick-started and give you a kick up the backside to get you moving. Sai, hello. Hi, Rebecca. Nice to catch you live. Lovely to see you. Harriet says it really is a brilliant course. Thank you, Harriet. I know you're one of our NLP practitioner and breakthrough coaching students. All right, ladies, have an amazing evening. Super excited to support you. If you've got any questions about our free training or any questions about our brand spanking new coaching course that will last for the next 6 weeks, pop me a message. You can also, if you're on Instagram, you'll need to pop me a message for the link. If you're on Facebook, the link's in the description. When you head to the page, there is a pink circle on the bottom of the website. If you've got any questions, you can also pop us a message on there. If there's no one available to answer live, we'll get back to you via email as soon as we can. So have an amazing evening. And if you've got any questions, just pop me a message.